Alright, here we go. What's up everybody? My name is Tentacular and welcome to this video. There have been a lot of different special weapons across all of the Splatoon series. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, and others... yeah. But I've never really sat down and thought about which specials are actually the best. That's what I plan to do today. I'm gonna rank every single special weapon across all 3 Splatoon games in this tier list. But before we get started, I need to set a few parameters, as it were. Number 1, this tier list is gonna be from a casual standpoint as usual. Number 2, each tier is not in order. Number 3, I'm gonna try to make as few comparisons as possible. And number 4, I'm not gonna be ranking the Splatoon 3 versions of the Inkjet and Booyah Bomb. They're basically the same between the second and third games. Now then, let's begin. My memory of the specials in Splatoon 1 is kinda hazy, so I'm gonna try my best to rank these based on whatever personal experience I can remember. So let's see. Bomb Rush is gonna go in A tier for now. I may go back at the very end of this video and make any final changes that I want to make. Bubbler is also gonna go in A tier. It's good, I just wish it didn't last for such a short amount of time whenever you transferred it to your teammates. Echolocator is gonna go in C tier. This is probably my least favorite special in Splatoon 1. The only thing that it's good for is looking for enemies anywhere on the map. I understand if you like it, it's just not for me. Now then, Ink Strike is B tier, Inkzooka is A tier because you can just stand below it and be fine. I won't deny that it's really powerful though. The Killer Whale is gonna go in S tier for now, as is the Kraken, and there we go. That was actually pretty easy, but now it's time to move on to Splatoon 2. Oh boy, the Tentamissiles. These get an S tier placement, but it's very begrudging. It is so easy to spam Tentamissiles in Splatoon 2. You guys have no idea. Ink Armor is gonna go in A tier for now, as is the Bomb Launcher, but I might move Ink Armor to S tier later. I don't know yet. Oh boy, the Stingray. This is probably my least favorite special in Splatoon 2. It's going in C tier. Sure, it has a really wide area of effect, and it got that shockwave buff, but it's so freaking slow! When you're using it, it's really hard to move around, and when you're on the receiving end, it's really easy to dodge. Now let's see if I can rapid fire a few of these. Inkjet is gonna go in B tier, Splashdown is gonna go in A tier, Bubble Blower is also gonna go in B tier, and the Ink Storm is gonna go in C tier, I think. Now, the Baller is a bit of a strange one. I always liked using the Baller in Splatoon 2, but it also felt kinda slow. I'll put it in A tier for now, but I might change that, I don't know. I definitely know the Booyah Bomb and Ultra Stamp are both going in A tier. This is turning out to be a lot easier than that Splatoon 3 main weapon tier list video I made. And speaking of, the Splatoon 3 specials are next. Now let's see. Trizooka and Big Bubbler are both gonna go in A tier. Zipcaster's gonna go in S tier for now. This is on a lot of weapons in Splatoon 3 that excel at moving around the map quickly. The Splatoon 3 Tentamissiles are gonna go in A tier. This Ink Storm is gonna go in B tier. As of a recent Splatoon 3 patch, you take less damage whenever you stand under a friendly Ink Storm. Wave Breaker is gonna go in A tier. Ink Vac is B tier. Killer Whale 5.1 is A tier. The Splatoon 3 Ultra Stamp is S tier. I know I said I wouldn't make very many comparisons, but the Ultra Stamp is so much better in Splatoon 3. The Crab Tank, though, is gonna go in A tier. If this were a much earlier version of Splatoon 3, where the Crab Tank didn't take so much damage from everything, it would go in S tier. The Reef Slider, however, is definitely gonna go in S tier. In the most recent Splatoon 3 patch, the Reef Slider now inks the ground in front of it as it's first being activated. That is a huge buff. Oh wait, I just remembered. Let me go from one tangent to another. The Splattercolor screen is the only special on this tier list that's gonna go in D tier. I have been waiting to tear this thing a new one, and I will happily tell you why. Back when the Splattercolor screen was first released in Splatoon 3, it had a horrible visual effect. Your game would get intensely whited out if you got hit by the screen. Not to mention, it makes a really low quality fizzing sound. Those two effects combined gave people some really bad migraines and eye strain whenever they got hit by it. The screen may darken your game now, which is slightly better, but the fizzing sound still hasn't been changed. And even if the Splattercolor screen didn't have any accessibility problems, it is still easily the worst special in Splatoon 3. It's really slow, it barely turfs any ground, neither team can see through it, and it doesn't even block anything from the enemy team. If the Splattercolor screen's accessibility issues were fixed, and it received just one of those changes I mentioned, maybe, just maybe, it would get out of D tier. But until then, it'll stay there for the rest of its born days. And that, everybody, is why I hate the Splattercolor screen. Tangent over. Triple Ink Strike is A tier. Tentacular is S tier. Super Chumps are also A tier. And the Kraken Royale and Triple Splashdown are S tier. Now that I'm looking at this tier list a little more, I think I can call it here. I've honestly never been this satisfied with a tier list. And yes, I didn't rank the Splatoon 3 versions of the Booyah Bomb and the Ink Jet because they're basically the same as they were in the second game. Are there any parts of this list that you agree or disagree with? Let me know in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, this is Tentacles signing out. Take care, everybody.